Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is where you're at. Welcome back to another coffee talk video with Marshayla Monique. Today I was going to talk about something different, which I feel like I always do this. Like something weighs on my heart and something else weighs on my heart, and I'm just like, no, go that way, go. Oh. I wanted to talk about friendships today, but instead we're going to talk about walking in my purpose and like finding my path and just like the confusion of all of that. So obviously y'all probably heard me say it before, but like I wanted to create content since I was 13. I didn't actually start creating content until 2020, which will be 3 years kind of soonish. So yeah, it's been an up and down roller coaster for me, and some days I'm like, yes, like this is it, like this is what I want to do, and other days I'm just like, why are things just not moving quickly for me? Now let me also say this, I do sometimes go through phases where I compare myself to other creators, and I'm just like, well, why this, why that? But I feel like comparison is one of the biggest thieves of happiness, which is why when I do that, I start to feel really down on myself and my content. One thing about me, and one thing I always stand on, is I will always authentically be myself, and I'm going to be 100% organic. I'm not clickbaiting, I'm not doing none of that, I'm not copying other people's content. I'm solely just being me. But sometimes I just get confused if I'm like actually walking in my purpose and if this is what is really meant for me. Now I will say, I do know that my purpose is helping people. My purpose is public speaking. My purpose is healing. And that's pretty much what I do, like through my channel. I get a lot of messages from a lot of you saying how I've helped you or how you love my advice, etc, etc. But it's just like, I really am just waiting for that moment for this to like genuinely take off, because I know that your life can change overnight, and I'm ready for it. But is it that I feel like I'm ready for it, and like the plan that God already has for me, he feels like I'm not ready for it? And I'm a very consistent person with my content. Like I push it out whenever, but I always feel like there's more that I could be doing, because the times where I'm not recording or I'm not pushing out content, someone else is. And with this day and age, with content being the center of everything almost, and like everyone wants to do it, but like not everyone is great at it, it's so easy to forget about you. And I try to think about that as well. But I know that when I push out content, it's because I want to. I'm never going to push out content when I don't want to, because there's many times where I've had to step away from YouTube. I'm just like, it's just too much right now. I have a life outside of YouTube, so there's just not going to be anything posted because real life is happening right now. But it's just like, I know that the universe has a plan for me already. Like I know everything is already mapped out for me. It's just I need to peek, and I just want to peek into the future to make sure that I'm doing what I'm actually supposed to be doing. But it's also like, I know deep down, I know that I am doing what I'm meant to do. It's just I need something to affirm me that I actually am, which I can really do myself. But it's just like, I just want things to move quicker, and it like, I'm really trying to trust the process, and I tell y'all to trust the process as well, because like there's different phases of this, and like I said, things get changed super quickly, and it's not easy getting to the top. Like it's not easy getting to the top. But I also watch a lot of my favorite creators, and I see the way they leveled up, and I see that it's taken this amount of time and things of that matter. I've seen other people jump off the porch and they take off in a week, you know what I mean? And it's like, I did this because I solely wanted to, and I wanted to talk to y'all, and I wanted to showcase my life, and I wanted to give tips, and I wanted to give advice, and I wanted to help y'all. So regardless, I'm fulfilled with what I do, because my biggest fulfillment comes from what y'all give back to me. So when I get those messages about like I've helped you out, like saying that I've helped you out so much, or you really enjoyed this message, or I helped you move into your first apartment, which was one of my biggest videos, that's fulfilling to me. Knowing that I've helped someone is fulfilling to me. So if this just turns into a thing where I don't really make a career out of it, but I've helped a few people, that also satisfies me as well. And I always say, like, if this does take off and this is what I'm meant to do, then so be it. If this doesn't take off and it's just another phase of my life to get me somewhere else, then so be it. But I really just have to like buckle down, because sometimes I just get worried about like what my future looks like. Because it's like, I do have a degree, I have a 9-to-5 job, I'm very educated, I'm very wise, I'm talented, like I have a lot of these traits that I can take wherever. But like, this is what brings me pure happiness. And I feel like with content creation, it's a little different than like having your regular 9-to-5 job, because you're literally just showcasing your life. And one thing about me, I love to talk. I love the internet. I've always loved the internet, from going to like Facebook famous and being pretty popular on Twitter, and then going through my Instagram phase of like being popular and shit like that, and people like actually tapping into what I'm doing and what I'm saying. Like, I've always been that. Even back to MySpace, like I've always been on the internet. Even back to like doll websites that I used to go on, and like there's this thing called Stardoll that I used to go on, this thing called Me's where I used to go on, where it's like chat rooms where you could also like build your own person. Like, that was my type of thing. Even playing online games on like GTA and like Call of Duty and stuff like that. Like, I've just loved media my entire life. Like, I've loved media, and like I've never been a behind the scenes type of person. Like, I want to be showcased front and center, and I'm always going to show up front and center, because that's just what my heart desires. Like, I'm always going to show up, I'm always going to talk, I'm always going to talk my shit. Like, that's just who I am. I just got some things to say sometimes. But I'm really just being patient. I'm really just trying to trust the process. I'm a big overthinker, so I overthink my content so much. And I was just talking to Brandon about this. Like, we're both overthinkers when it comes to just like life and walking in your purpose and chasing your dream. Because I'm just like, good things come to me, and I've had a lot of great opportunities. And then I also have this imposter syndrome where I'm just like, let me not brag about what I have or what I've done, because I don't want the next person to feel bad. Or why is this being given to me out of all people? You know what I mean? Like, some brand deals that I've had, like shop Be Kind, Marshayla 20 for 20% off. But like, I'm just like, me? So it's like, I've had these great opportunities, and I know that I can do this. I just need to push a little bit harder, because there's always more to do. There's always more to do, because what I'm not doing, somebody else is doing, and it's so quick to forget about me. Overall, I'm never going to give up on what I love. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep posting content. I'm going to keep popping up on your timeline. You're going to have to check it out eventually. Like, that's what I want to do, and that just honestly comes natural for me. With creation, I feel like a person with a creative mind is always getting ideas like clockwork. That's how my brain works. There are a lot of people who are creating that try to like either build off of what other people are doing, or take other people's ideas, or have someone in the background like telling them what to do, or like mapping out everything for them. With me, it comes like clockwork every day. I could literally look at my purse and think of like a video to do, or something in my life will happen and I'll think of a video to do. That's just how it works for me. But it's not like that for everybody, and that's why I just feel like deep down, I'm a special person with a special gift, with a special message for millions of people out there. So I'm just buckling down and just, you know, riding the wave. Y'all know I always wear my wave ring to keep me grounded. I got this ring when I was 23. If you haven't heard the story, I got this ring when I was 23, when the pandemic was in the midst of the pandemic, and I lost everything. And I was just like, listen, things are bad right now, but like, just chill, ride the wave, just vibe out. Like, whatever comes, whatever doesn't come was not meant for you. So I really trust that, and my rings are really important to me. So yeah, that's the meaning behind that. So circling back on that, it's really just me going through that process again. Like, I know things are possible, and I know how quickly things can change. Sometimes I'm just impatient, and an overthinker with a sprinkle of anxiety isn't the greatest. So hate that for me. But I know everything will work out in my favor. Everything is already planned out and mapped out for me. So great things are coming. I can literally feel it in my soul. And someone that's really close to me has said the same thing about me. So I'm really just buckling down, because I know God got something big for me, and it's really going to knock me off my toes, and I'm just going to be super shook. So I'm just waiting for that moment, and it's going to be the most fulfilling moment of my life. So really just holding on to that. So let's get into the quote of the week. So I really love this one. It says, trust the process. You may not end up where you thought you were going, but you will always end up where you are meant to be. And from this, I'll say, like, this resonates with me so much because let's actually talk about it very briefly. Point of view, me in 2019 is I'm graduating next year. Like, I want to go to law school, or I want to go and get my master's in social work. But the pandemic happened. And I realized that, like, the law is still my passion, but public speaking is my passion, and creating content is my real passion. And it's something that I just love to do with no thought behind it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just what I love to do. It's just fun for me. So, like, life changed for me so much. My plan changed so much. My path changed so much. And I feel like if the pandemic would have never happened, I'm not even sure if I would have many of the things that I have now. And I'm not saying that in the thing of, like, degrading myself, but, like, I just would have been in a whole different environment. Because I'm, like, I was adamant on going back to school. I have my mentor. I still have my mentor who I actually need to call, but I had my mentor. We had our plans mapped out for what I was going to do, and the connections I was going to make, and the internships that I was going to do. And I was meeting with this person, meeting with that person. I got a chance to meet with this judge down in the city of Pittsburgh. I can't think of his name at the moment. Like, I was in a position where I was meeting people that were working within the law of Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? So, like, things were so different for me, and a lot of people don't even know that about me, but, like, I was out here, like, with the judges and the lawyers and stuff. Like, that was my plan. But, like, the world stopped and the world slowed down, and that's when I really focused, and I was like, well, what do you actually want to do? And this is what it was. So yeah, that actually spoke to me a lot. So I really love that quote. But that is all I have for y'all. Really just a vent session about my life and trusting the process and being patient and just believing that there is a plan already mapped out for you. There's a plan mapped out for me. There's a plan mapped out for all of us. But patience is key. Patience is virtue. And once things do come, you will be fully prepared, and it will be given to you when you are fully prepared and ready to receive that. So maybe I'm just not ready yet. I don't know. Thank y'all for tuning into another coffee talk. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for always showing up for me. Y'all, like, really don't know, like, what this means to me. My channel is literally my child. Y'all are literally my children, and I'm just super thankful for all of the support that y'all always give me. I'm super thankful for all of the messages that y'all send me, and, like, the motivation that y'all send me. And just thank y'all for always holding it down for me. So I love y'all, and I will see y'all next week.